Argenta fervently whispers a prayer, calling down holy flame to cleanse this dark place in which you find yourselves. Have you managed to learn anything about this place?
I have made no attempt to do so. What need do I have to know of the depravity of the enemies of humanity, when all I want is to burn it all in pure, raging flame? I already know all I need to. This place is evil, but there are servants of the Emperor here worthy of salvation.
We need to find a way out of here.
We would find a way out if we joined forces with a comrade in faith and not a repulsive monster. But now the Commissar is dead, and we are on our own.
Yeah, Argenta, he betrayed us.
May Terra's light be with you, Rogue Trader.
You came back from the dark, Yrliet, unharmed.
Although Yrliet's sharp features remain the same, the deep shadows around her eyes and her listless gaze give her the appearance of a living corpse. The Eldari looks withered, haunted, despondent. But when you approach, the relentlessness in her eyes is replaced with a faint glimmer of hope. I want to know why you did it. Everything. From the beginning to the end.
You were asking why? How could I have trusted a monkey, Yrliet? After Muiren told me that it was your kind that had attacked Cruderach, after I glimpsed a piece of Cruderach in your chambers, I saw that monkey hearts were full of hatred for me and my kin. And I saw how indifferent you were to the troubles of my kind. What else was I to do? Of the two sorrows, I chose the one that was closer to my blood.
Yrliet's gaze is pained.
Which is why I tried to find my dark cousin on the day he attacked Argonis. I used the commotion to slip away unnoticed and wandered the streets like a shadow in search of its owner. My efforts were futile. I returned to the palace in confusion. I waited for my fresh wounds to stop aching and for the watchfulness of the surrounding monkey to fade like the mist on an autumn morning. But still, I had my doubts. Perhaps, I thought, I should discuss it openly with you. That monkey Achilles. There was something wrong about him. He kept disappearing at night, so one day I followed him. Achilles was contacting Marajai, using an artifact that transmitted his master's orders. That is how I learned that the burnt monkey was about to betray you. Which meant my only chance to discover the fate of my homeworld was about to slip through my fingers. I could not wait any longer. I killed Achilles, took the artifact, and demanded answers from Marajai. He hinted at where I could go to look for the truth. You know what happened next.
When we went through all that, and you didn't even learn anything?
Alas, my cousin fell out of favor with the Archon. But even so, I doubt Marajai would reveal the truth. At least not before his dark soul was suffused with my suffering.
Yrliet shakes her head. What did you do? Did you kill Achilles?
My words will hardly console you, Yrliet, but I killed the traitor. I fear the Dark Ones left too many scars on his fragile soul. Your loyal monkey broke, so I gifted him a swift death, free from the shame of betrayal.
I do not know if I can trust you again.
Nor I you. To repair the fragile shards of what was, one must plunge into the deep waters of fear. One must walk the paths of doubt and extinguish the raging fire of resentment. Are we strong enough for this? Well, you made the first step toward me, Yrliet. I will reciprocate by making the second.
Yrliet replies with a brief nod of understanding. And where's my boy? There you are, Abelard.
Lord Captain, I serve at your pleasure.
At your approach, Abelard straightens and grunts in pain as something in his back crunches. You haven't seen your departed wife again?
I have not seen her, Lord Captain. But there are times when I think I hear her laughing in the distance. Or I sense hands touching me, as she used to do, to distract me from my sorrowful ruminations. But I know the difference between reality and fantasy. Now I fear I shall simply have to learn to live with this ghost that appears only to me. With this vision of the past.
Abelard hesitates, but after a few moments he sighs and hangs his head. How are you feeling?
I fear, Lord Captain, that without the intervention of an experienced rejuvenate adept, I will not be able to overcome this frailty on my own. Blessed throne, it is hard to be a helpless old man. I always hoped I would die, long before the day my back and hands gave out. And look at me now.
Staying strong. Any thoughts on how we might get out of this?
I am sorry to say I do not. If we had our ship and crew at our disposal, we could be safely within its walls, conduct reconnaissance of this place, and in the end, meet our deaths in battle against the Zenus, as befits true servants of the God Emperor. However, we are deprived of our usual resources. Now we can only rely on our weapons and our wits.
Van Kellogg's could probably tell you something about our prison, but his fate is as yet unknown.
Do you know anything about this place?
No, Lord Captain. And trust me, I hope to remain in this state of blissful ignorance until my dying day. Just knowing that this abyss exists at all is enough to poison my mind.
It is possible the Xenos Yrliet could tell you something about this place. After all, she is in some way related to its denizens. And she is responsible for the fact that we are here at all.
Abelard falls silent, but his eyes make it clear what he thinks of the Aldari's return to the ranks of your companions. I know, Abelard. I must take my leave. Abelard nods wordlessly and closes his eyes, both of a desire to sleep and a desire not to see his surroundings even for a short time. Intelligence is pretty low, if I remember correctly.
I'll remember this. Survive and serve.
Ministration is a holy task.
Oh, it's an old injury. Oh, I just wasted 2 stacks. That's sad. It's okay. The resistance fighters are looking at you with a mixture of fear and deep respect. They do not have the guts to break the silence and speak to you. There is something you must know. The man who called himself the Commissar was a traitor and accomplice of the Xenos. His promises of escape were nothing but lies. A shocked murmur runs through the ranks. One fighter sobs, his face twisted in grief, while another whispers a string of curses, his fists clenched. One of the warriors, a woman with a stern face and a grim voice, says firmly, "Then there is hope. We are doomed to remain captives of the Xenos. but a clean death is a better fate by far. May we beg your lordship to grant us the Emperor's peace. Why throw your lives away for nothing? We have a gang. We have a hideout. We will try to survive. You catch looks of displeasure coming from the Commissar's most fervent fighters, but the majority greet your words with a weary relief. You hear whispers among the crowd. Well, why not? Maybe we will survive. Malice's thugs were doing all right for themselves, and will do just fine without the Emperor. In the next fight, you are coming with me. We shall make the arena drink of Xenos blood. Better to die for the Emperor than to live for yourselves. The grim battle cry shakes the walls of the den, igniting a spark of the Imperium's light in the abominable darkness of Kamara. I do not wish to be disturbed. What the heck? Pasqual! The crooked figure wrapped in crimson looks nothing like the Pasqual Heinrix you know. Before his silhouette hunched through, though it may have been under the weight of his potential coil, used to radiate authority and the power of restricted knowledge. Now he simply looks broken. His raiment is soiled with dark red bloodstains and black blotches of sacred unguents. His mechadendrites wriggle sluggishly like dying snakes. Pasqual does not look at you, for his gaze is focused inside his own body. There is a horrible gaping wound in his chest, and you see glinting, clanging mechanisms squirming within. Pasqual has plunged his fingers into the wide, dripping maw of the wound, and is in the process of palpating his metal innards with great care. Look closely at him. It is difficult to say if the procedure that Pasqual has undergone was torture, sacred augmentation, or vivisection. His flesh is covered in fresh sutures interspersed with wounds that no one has taken the trouble to stitch up. An ordinary human would have long since bled out, but the Ferrum Sanctum sustains the body of the depths of the machine god. His metallic insides are exposed to the eye in all their vulgar and bloody nakedness. Pasqual, can you hear me? This statement is true, Jin. Pasqual looks up at you. His skin has gone yellowish and clammy from the lubricant like sweat, and there is something strange about the pupil of his left eye. You look closer and realize that its shape is no longer round. It is a tridecagon. What happened to you? An act of defilement. This unit was subjected to a profane invasion. The dry words coming from the Vox speaker rustle like sand under the cold layer of formality. You sense panic. A Xenos, touched by Ferrum Sanctum, removed parts of it and changed other parts, branded my true flesh with ulcers of forbidden metal. Is there a way I can help you? This statement is false. The voice from the speaker becomes drier and calmer. The impure augmentations were inserted into the technical cycle of the operation of my true flesh. Their direct excision will, with an undetermined yet high degree of probability, cause the cessation of my vital functions. Pasqual's fingers widen the edges of the wound. Blood mixed with sacred unguents trickles down his wax-like skin. His sunken chest contains more metal than you thought possible. You see the gray tissue of his lungs pierced by dozens of thin tubes, an unfamiliar organ made of synthetic fiber, imprisoned in a cage of protective rings. The wider cover over his respiratory system that disappears into his trembling larynx. All these augments are riddled with small grafts of xenotech clinging to them like rust. You must be the one who decides what to do about the abhorrence inside of you. Request denied. This unit's purity and ability to make logical, sound decisions have been compromised. Never before have you seen Pascal so lost and helpless. What exactly did they change? Detecting numerous replacements and chain of command distributors, altercations have been made to the operational algorithm of the encoder inside my cortical augmetic. Pascal now speaks with complete indifference and calm, as if reading out an inventory of spare parts at a warehouse. The chemical inject analyzer has been destabilized. He falters and hints of humanity creep back into his voice. He sounds almost bewildered. There are changes. I cannot understand what they are, what their function is. Why did they remold you like that? No data available. I hypothesize that the purpose behind the altercations was entertainment, curiosity. He was curious to see what was inside me. Then he remade me to see what I would do next. He wanted to watch me rip his gut gifts out of myself. If it does not pose an immediate threat to your life, leave the xenometal inside your body for now. We will deal with it later. Request denied due to violation of the 9th universal law. The alien mechanism is a perversion of the true path. There is resignation in Pascal's voice. You are a warrior of comprehension. Survive, then, and comprehend. This statement is true. Pascal's voice grows firm. I am a warrior of comprehension. Comprehension is the key to all things. I will comprehend the anathema, and in doing so, prevail. I will not yield. Pascal forces himself upright and says in a faltering voice, This unit is ready to serve. Omnissiah, have mercy on me.
The world will bow. Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart, figuratively speaking. My cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
Fate beckons me. This is beneath me. The world trembles beneath my feet. My aspirations transcend humanity.
The scriptural prognosis.
More enemies to face judgment. We are truly blessed this day.
I might have made a mistake.
serve. Request approved. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running binary override.
Oh my god. I have made a mistake.
High value unit in danger.
If I must. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. This tedium is no weakness is hidden from my sight. You will perish for this affront.
Requesting permission to
How many attacks did they go in?
Whispers, guide my hand.
I'm dead. Oh no.
Pathetic.
resuscitation liturgy is required. Request approved. covers all, comprehends all.
It's still alive, bro.
Request approved. The spiritual prognosis is favorable.
The biomechanical creature is flailing, its limbs faintly. Its body is broken and bears the signs of combat, but it seems no one is planning to repair it. You can see the glistening flesh under the cracked carapace and the bunches of wires that permeate it. The armor plates rise heavily, and the creature emits a wistful, creaking sigh full of regret. The claw on Pascal's mechadendrite clangs loudly. The visor emits a series of clicks, switching the observation spectrum. Pascal's hands automatically reach for the combat tool on his belt, even as his eyes closely watch the dying creature. Examine the creature. Every limb of the creature, the hard ones on skeletal paws and the flexible ones on metallic cords, is equipped with a variety of implements similar to surgical tools. The jagged circular saws, twisted drills, and vibrating monoscalpels promise unbearable pain. You can clearly see the insides of the mechanism through the holes in its armor. Its gut can open to drag a hamstrung victim inside. Once the victim finds themselves in the monster's stomach, they will be pierced by injectors that will liquefy them. The substance will then drain to the reservoirs at the tail end of the creature. Pascal, would you like to study this device? Request approved. Pascal eagerly unfolds his mechadendrites and they all rush toward the monster. A shrieking drill cuts deep into the armor while a claw hungrily snaps off chunks of the flesh pierced with strands of metal wire. The creature thrashes and wheezes but cannot escape the merciless vivisection. The collected samples are sent to a portable analyzer and the tech priest's visor clicks, recording the procedure in picked images. Pascal suddenly freezes and takes a little step back. Process interrupted. An operational collision has been detected. What made you stop? This unit is under the influence of conflicting impulses. The operational vector of cognition dictates the necessity of studying this subject. The operational vector is of obeying the Omnissiah, and his universal laws dictate the necessity of recoiling from the subject and purifying it. The operational vector of adoration before his might dictates the necessity of reverence for the subject, where the natural spirit resides in synthesis with that of the machine. Is this thing more than a perversion and an outrage to you? The categorization is correct. The object is a perversion and an outrage, one dangerously close to the creation of the anathemized abominable intelligence. But it is also a miracle of his boundless polymorphism. Pascal's voice carries a metallic note. You are the explorator. Study it before it gives up the ghost. Request approved as doctrinally correct. Pasqual leans over the creature, and the drill whirs, sounding shrill and relentless. The tech priest's voice hums with the ice-cold determination of a divine vivisector. Let the cycle be discontinued. Let ignorance be discontinued.
I'm listening.
Meet, the master ordered that you be let through. When you approach, a few augments spring to life inside the monster's bulk. An injector hisses, filling its blood with compounds that cause its veins to bulge and its muscles to swell and twitch spasmodically. I wish to pass. The master gave his permission. The Hulk subtly moves over. The creature in front of you is a patchwork of skins stuffed with darkness, corruption, and sharp objects. Staring at you with its scalpel eyes, it grumpily remarks, "Such a disobedient specimen. You're still not dead. An anomaly?" Its foul, corrupt thoughts reach out to you, groping at your face. Giggle at the amusing stranger. But I see you will soon become a very obedient specimen. Convulsive spasms, hysterical reactions. Come here. The creature pokes you in the chest, the triangular fingernail easily penetrating your skin. A strange sound throbs at the edge of your awareness, a sound similar to your own scream. A grotesque, spider-like figure looms over you. Its limbs wave frantically, chittering and clicking as they rip something apart, then stitch it back together, and you realize its canvas is your flesh. The Xenos' gaze is indifferent, and his low voice echoes through the room. The sample has been extracted. The specimen is alive. Body and mind expected to function within normal parameters. Monkey. Examine the Xenos. There is something fundamentally wrong with the Xenos' silhouette and its twitchy, abrupt movements, and it sets your mind reeling in disgust. Each of its mechanical tool appendages seems designed to be as sickening and horrifying as possible. What happened to me? The control worm in your nervous system detected my proximity. It signaled it was dying by injecting a lethal dose of hallucinogenic euphoriants into your bloodstream. A resourceful individual. Are you Tervantius? You are absolutely correct, specimen. I am Tervantius the Arch Machinator, homunculus and conductor of this place that staggers the imagination and soul, my anatomical opera. I offer you my gratitude for saving my life. The concept of gratitude is unclear to me, but you will work off your debt. The Rebellion urged me to pay attention to your allegedly extremely gifted self, specimen. Let us see if you make a good tool. Same as you, little moth. The Xenos points a mangled limb towards Yrliet. Unless, of course, the darkness of the Camara burns you as fast as the others. Yrliet flinches. What does this mean, homunculus? Who knows, Ashrani? Who knows? Xenos makes a chuckling sound. You, a Drukhari, would do business with a human. How remarkably open-minded. Do business? The homunculus looks puzzled. I will do no business with you. I will use you. You survived a battle in the arena, which means you have uncommon parameters for your kind. You are a lesser organism, true, but the towering heights of my wisdom make it difficult to distinguish between your inferiority and the inferiority of my kin. What do you want from me? You will return to the arena of the Fatal Thirst. You will kill a few of the witches' fosterlings for me. You might even spill the blood of one of the blood-stained proselytes. The homunculus looks past you as he delivers his imperious speech. They are long overdue a small lesson in humility. They have forgotten their place. They lack respect. They do not appreciate my work. They fail to recognize my authority. Still staring into the distance, he continues to list his grievances with maniacal thoroughness. Marajai. The homunculus makes a snapping sound. Here comes Abus and his fosterlings. The leader of the bloodstained proselytes has paid a visit to the anatomical opera. Take this opportunity to study them properly. They won't dare touch you here. What will I get out of this? Or will you coerce me as you do everyone else? Coercion will be more than enough. If you disobey, I will turn you into a material for my creations and ensure that you feel and are aware of every manipulation performed on your flesh. But if you do what I tell you, I will let you live for a while longer. Cooperation will increase your odds of survival, as long as you continue to be of use. I will maintain your organic parts, and perhaps even let you play with some of my less significant samples. What exactly did this Arbenian tell you, though? The Xenos lets out a strange sound that almost resembles a scoff. Ugh. This information should not burden your undeveloped mind. The Arbenian told me enough to give you the chance to enter my anatomical opera. That is all you need to know. I shall serve you if you help me make my escape. The response is acceptable. If you behave like a good specimen, Monkey, you may eventually receive my help in escaping Kamara. The Fleshmaster is mad enough to help us escape in favor of his own unholy designs, but the price, Elentok, will be unfair and terrible. Obedience will be rewarded. Take your crude gear with you. I abhor such technological banality, but a creature as undeveloped as you may find it of use. You hear one of the joints in Tervantes' arm click. Once you are finished with this, go and look at ones who will be your executioners when the time comes for you to die. The sheer primitiveness of your technologies. Go, specimen. Deliver Tervantes' message of blood to the arena witches. The homunculus gestures imperiously at the exit. I would like to speak with you about a member of my retinue who was delivered to you. Which specimen in particular interests you? You tortured my tech priest, Pasqual. Why? I was curious to see what kind of symbiosis might emerge between rudimentary Monkey augments and my own unflawed creations. Much like cartilage infused with steroids will swell a subject's feeble body, new computational circuits sprouted throughout his algorithms. I found the process enlightening. I am looking for Heinrix, my companion. The Monkey male with a consistent connection to the veil, beautiful endurance for pain, His stubbornness produces high-grade essences of torment positively frothing with agony. Wait until he is expended, and you may have whatever is left. Those from my retinue deserve better than to be confined by you. Relinquish them. Cervantes gives you a look of confusion. Why would I, specimen? Unless you want to lose a valuable specimen, you will release my companion immediately. What a confident specimen. A thin smile spreads across his lips. Do it. Kill yourself. I can always reanimate your body. But will I? With a full escort, I would have better chances of succeeding contributing to your plans. Then find yourself other fighters. The chasm has enough prisoners, mercenaries, and gladiators. My specimens are not yours to waste. I will find a way to free them, no matter what you do or say. Once they have exhausted their utility, I will let you take the scraps. I've learned all I wanted. Do not waste my time, specimen. I require your aid, homunculus. Cervantes arches an eyebrow. You forget yourself, specimen. Go and serve my will, and should I ever decide to show you favor, I will do so at a time of my choosing. My success benefits you. It is reasonable for you to help me. The homunculus waves you off in irritation. If you are unable to make yourself useful, I would rather wait for you to die and find myself a better tool. You should be worthy of my attention, not a drain on it. Is there anything I can offer to repay a being of such brilliance for the attention he may graciously grant me? Cervantes' smile is a strange combination of contempt and pleasure. Your paltry possessions do not interest me. If you had something that could intrigue a master sculptor such as I, perhaps a remarkable piece of organics, then I might grant you a few short moments of my time. If it is a sacrifice you want, artisan of flesh, then I am ready to offer myself as one. Yrliet's voice vibrates, but she keeps her eyes locked on Cervantes. Will you take my flesh? I will take more than flesh. I can extract something far more valuable from a single shred of your organics. The homunculus smiles unnervingly. This does interest me. I will not remove much of her. Her functionality will not suffer. Yrliet, why? This will be a step upon the path of atoning for the errors of my past, Elentok. If my sacrifice will bring you closer to salvation, I will commit myself into the hands of this tormentor. Accept your payment. She is yours. Cervantes produces a device fitted with an unusually long needle. Try not to squirm, little insect. The needle needs to go through your spirit stone, heart, and spine so that I can collect all 3 samples at once, and it is so very fragile. Yrliet presses her lips together and nods. Do your work, flesh stealer. I do not fear, nor do I feel pain. She goes on to mouth these words over and over like a mantra when the homunculus drives the needle into her chest. A click comes from inside her body. Yrliet pales, her face twisted in torment, but she remains as still as a statue. Very slowly, Cervantes pulls the needle out of her, examines it critically, then finally nods. The sampling was successful. He gives Yrliet a dismissive glance. I have no further need of you. My condition has been rather grave since my arrival in Kamara. Can you mend my body? With a loud click of his scissors like fingers, Cervantes' voice turns ghoulish. Let's see what kind of interesting damage your body has taken and which parts of your miserable organics can be improved without inflicting any substantial harm on your sanity. Try not to scream. Some specimens end up tearing their vocal cords during this procedure. Then again, you will scream whether you want to or not.